Well, that mic thing kills me. Welcome back, everyone. Here we are again with Miss Liz, the First Lady
Yes.
of Fandom. I am, of course, Calibus Rand, and with me is the Marshal of Fasta, my
And
brother
we
and
have
friend.
and we have Albus Dumbledore over here keeping us company on the table.
Yep, here we go.
So, um, once again, we come together to bask in the knowledge of your fandom, Miss Liz.
Well,
So,
we had the library this weekend.
yes, and I believe you wanted to talk about Fantasy. So,
Yeah.
get away.
I managed to pick up a couple of goodies. A little geeking out to do, as it were. And I got this. Another porg to add to my collection. He was so cute. I had to get him.
You love your
See him?
pork, don't you?
Yeah, I like my porgs. They're so adorable. Almost as cute as Grogu. And then you missed out because you weren't there on Sunday, but one of the vendors I just happened to stop by, and he had a whole bunch of folders and whatnot of various photos of just about every fandom under the sun, and he was selling them for like $1 a piece. And I said, "Oh." And I said, "Do you have any Buffy the Vampire Slayer?" And guess what?
What? Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Good photos.
Angel, Cordelia, and I can't remember who the other two people are. That's from the show. Angel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got that one. I picked that one up because there's a really good picture of him. And that one, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of my favorite couples. Oz and Willow, even though that Oz went off and left her, broke her heart. That wasn't nice of him to leave like that.
Yeah.
I keep hoping him to. Like I said, I'm still in 4th season, so as far as I know, I don't know whether he's coming back or not. But he's such a good-looking guy, and she was so in love with him.
You know that's Chris from Family Guy, right?
No, when I see him from Men in Black.
Ah, okay.
When I look at him, that's who I think of. Because he was that alien that Will Smith at the very beginning of the movie chased up the tower and he jumped off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He said that he was coming, you're all going to die. And he blinked. So when I saw him on Buffy, I went, I know that. And I've probably seen him in other things. So what does he do? The voice or something on Family Guy?
Yeah, he does the voice on Family Guy and the voices on Robot Chicken.
Ah. Well, I'm sure he does he's been on other things too.
Several.
Yep. But that's the one I really hit. That's the one I really, I see him. So now I see him as Oz rather than the guy that running up the side of the building. And then everybody's favorite vampire,
Yes.
Spike. She had he had several Spike pictures, and I only picked like the one like one or two maybe of the real ones I really like, and I really like this one. I mean, look at him; it's just Spike all over.
Yep.
I thought it was a really good picture.
It's a good picture. I like
it. It is definitely a good picture. Yes.
And like I said, he had several, but I only took a couple of them.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Yep, I like that one too.
Because when I look at that one, I can see him trying to talk to Willow, or maybe Buffy or somebody. He's trying to smooze them out of something. He makes that face. Like he was like last night when he was talking to Anya, the ex demon, and he was trying to talk her into something. He makes that face, and I think this one's probably more of a publicity shot. But
oh yeah.
And then I got this one because I should have bought the other one too, but I only took this one because it had everybody I like. The other one had Giles in it, but it also had a couple other people in it that I really couldn't care less about. So I would have loved to have had a straight picture of Giles, but he didn't have one. The only Giles picture he had was kind of like a group shot.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Got everybody. Oz and Willow and Xander and Buffy. I think that's the episode where they were doing the Halloween thing. One of the Halloween episodes.
Yeah.
Not the one where he turned into a soldier, though.
No.
Yeah. Buffy's dressed as Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah. Because she's dressed up like a knight from the Round Table. And I don't know what Oz was doing. He looked like he was just dressed normal there. But that was my coup d'etat for the weekend. He did a few other pictures, but I only picked out the ones I really liked the best.
So how did you enjoy the con?
I thoroughly I really enjoyed the kids' demonstration of the lightsabers. Those little girls were absolutely adorable and very talented. And that little kid, oh my God. When he started beating up Joe with the foam thing, was priceless.
Foam lightsaber?
Oh, it was great.
So for those of you who are watching, if you want to see any of that, you need to go to the 757 Geek Fandom's page.
Yep.
On that page, you will find video of Jedi Joe and his teachings of the lightsaber that he had did at Fantasy. So you got to go to the 757 Geek Fandom's page on Facebook, and that's where you can find the video. And it was good to see you there Saturday. I'm sorry I missed Sunday, but you know how I get.
I know. You're back.
My legs were swelling up, and my back was killing me. But it was good to be out for my first con, and God, I couldn't even tell you how many years it's been since I've actually been to a con. And actually, this time, for the first time, I was behind the table. Yeah. So, I wasn't just, going to a convention to be there. I was actually there to exhibit the stuff we had. I don't know if I'm going to bring that Deadpool's head anymore. Although it was fun for a little bit, but 8 hours of Deadpool. Annoying. Yes, it did.
Deadpool annoying? I'm pretty sure that's the main part of Deadpool is to become annoying.
Is, but look, dude, and I've always said that when it comes to Deadpool, he's the only hero or anti-hero, if you will, that I will, allow. But after a while, I'm like Cable. He really needs to shut up. You know what I mean? I get tired of that yak. And on the table, when because it's the animatronic head that we had.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it for my son. He's now in California. He's like, Dad, take care of my Deadpool head for me. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I had it over here. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take it to the convention. Let's see what this puppy can do. I cannot wait for my son to take that damn thing with him.
The kitty cat was from Star Wars was very popular. Everybody liked to scratch the cat. Yeah. He was quite popular. I feel like
I'm a super villain.
Huh?
I like it because I feel like I'm a super villain.
Dr. Evil Ran.
He really doesn't like to have his tail pulled.
Yeah, I like how they got where the eyebrows can come down when you pull the tail.
Yep. And he says horrible things. He says terrible, horrible things when you pull his tail.
Yeah. Little eyebrows.
Yep.
And then you pull that tail.
And he growls.
And the funny thing, when I saw it on Rebels, and then Galaxy's Edge, of course, that's where a lot of the new merch is, coming for. Pushed it out, and I was like, you know what? I gotta have one of those because I've got the Yarzarian lizard monkey, and of course, I got the droid, so I got it, and it's one of my favorites.
He had it, and I had to have it.
Right.
So when I went down to Disney World, right after he'd gotten his, I snarfed mine. And then I got the Tauntaun the last trip, which, by the way, I forgot to put batteries in, so it sat quiet on the table Sunday.
Oh, you brought your Tauntaun?
Yep.
Ms. Liz, can I see your Tauntaun?
I have to go get it.
Go ahead. She's been telling me about the Tauntaun, right? So I was like, is it animatronic? She's like, yeah. And I was like, damn, I should have got me one.
Right.
You know what I mean? But she's going back there.
Hi, Albie.
So you guys know how I have the heavy mask. I got a new one, little Revan. Oh, look at that.
He comes in the cage.
Look at that.
And he got to get out of the cage for the first time at the library. And everybody liked him. Everybody was bummed that we had no batteries in him, though, because I forgot.
Dang, he's pretty big.
There's the
Oh,
Tauntaun.
wow.
Oh.
And I got him, of course, in the same place I got the kitty cat.
Right.
Oh. Miss Liz, I might need to get me one of those.
And he does things, but I don't know because I haven't put any batteries in him yet.
Oh, did his batteries run out?
No, I just thought he had to put batteries in him before he worked. He's got one of those little tail things. Am I supposed to pull that to make it work?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Then turn him
on.
on.
We didn't do that. We just thought everybody looked at it and we saw that he had a battery compartment. So we naturally all thought we had to put batteries in him.
No, ma'am.
He just sat on the table all day.
He comes with batteries. Pull that tab and you might have to turn him on, but
okay, hold on. Okay, it's been pulled. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my God.
I love it. Oh, Miss Liz, when you go back, I need to have one. I need to have one.
Oh, listen to him. I don't know.
Listen to that.
Oh wow.
Like I said, everybody at the table, we all said the same thing. We figured we had to put, because we looked at the card and the card said double A batteries or whatever. And none of us had batteries, so we naturally assumed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well.
And the girls were all bummed because we got making work because we didn't know.
I'm letting you know now. I'm gonna need one. I need one for my menagerie. I need.
Well, you know I'm going down.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, I bought the tickets today.
Did you?
Yes. Now, let's see if I can get him to turn off. There he is. I turned him off. That way he won't annoy us through the whole thing.
There you go.
So.
And now Albie's checking out the cage. Don't you tear up that cage now. The cage. But anyway, so Wolf, I finally got to see the episode of the excuse me, I have to rescue a box. I finally got to see the episode where you remember when Faith took over Buffy and I didn't get to see the second episode?
Yes.
How to get her back?
Mm-hmm.
I think they could have, done a little bit better job. They kind of rushed it.
Yeah.
They could have, stretched out like another episode or something like that, because it looked like they rushed getting Buffy back into the body. Because, we really didn't get to see her too much except for escaping from those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they made it entirely too easy on her to get out of there.
Yes.
And then they kind of rushed through the fact that Willow and her friend could do the little globular thing, so that she could get transferred back. Like I said, they kind of rushed it a little bit. I'm glad it worked and everything, but they just kind of. I think they could have. I don't know. I don't know whether it should have been an hour and a half or a little bit longer episode.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
We could have explored it a little bit more instead of boom, 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 and when they did it, it was kind of anticlimactic, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We got more out of it when she got transferred than we did when they brought her back, as it were. And I take it that the reason they let Faith escape is because she's going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And then the episode that I was watching, that I missed the round table because I was watching it, was what's his name? Super Guy or Jonathan?
Mm.
Okay.
the guy that used the magic to make everybody think he was God's gift to the world.
Yep.
He could do anything and everything, and he had everybody bamboozled. And he did books, and he even had the initiative all eating out of his hands. But he did have a good point about Adam and everything. He gave him some really good information about Adam. So maybe they can use that in the future to, capture him, as it were. And Adam seemed to be the only one that wasn't fooled when he was sitting in it, wherever he's sitting.
Right.
Realized that it was all a big hooey. And it took a while for Buffy somehow or another figured it out. And nobody wanted to believe her. And then Xander was all upset because he got he felt so good about everything that
So it's safe to say that you're enjoying your stroll down the Buffy fandom.
I knew there was something up with that Jonathan when all of a sudden we went from saving Buffy to the next episode where Jonathan is God's gift to the world about everything. Yeah. He could do everything, and he had everybody bamboozled, including Buffy, and he was the one that saved the school, not Buffy, and he was a doctor, and he did all this stuff before he was 18 years old when he was in high school. And I said, that kid looks awful lot like that kid that was in the bell tower that, Buffy rescued. And it turned out he was.
Yep.
And, but I think he was enjoying it up to a point. John, I looked like he was beginning to get tired of it near the end of the episode because he was in his big castle with the girls, and he was just kind of sitting there staring at his own picture and whatnot. And he looked like he was a little, too much of a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was the last episode I saw. Was
Okay.
the Jonathan one, and then saw that one. Oh, and we saw the one where they were Riley and Buffy were having overdrive sex. It was being used by the ghosts for their own maleficence, and they were feeding off of them, if you know what I mean. And they never.
Mm-hmm.
You got to admit that's exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they had no clue. And then poor Spike got manhandled.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I know, the ghost pretty did a good job of manhandling everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, with that lady was, I don't know. Maybe she needed to be put in a deep, dark hole, and because she put those kids through hell, apparently, and then some. And then the vines took over the whole building. So did the girl that cut all of her hair off when the spell was broken, did she get her hair back?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But that was the only one I saw that really got physically hurt.
But I'm pretty sure
in the closet and cut all her hair off, and oh my God.
I'm pretty sure that she did, though, because back then that was kind of kind of the thing of, you know, unlike today's shows where the villains seem to come back to win, or, you know, I kind of feel sorry because we don't have that anymore. We don't have that great outlook that a lot of the former TV shows or movies give us anymore. We don't have that sense of hope, or that good will always triumph over evil at the end of just about every horror flick now. Just when you think it's over and they're getting ready to fade to black and roll the credits, there's the monster, or there's the clue that the evil thing has not been destroyed.
Yeah,
So,
well, we got to do something about this initiative because they're bad news. I realize that they had a good idea, but I think they've kind of taken it to the extreme. And, and now they're reaping what they sowed with Adam, as it were. And he just seems to be getting smarter and stronger.
well, you're at a good place because was it a 7th season of Buffy?
Thought you said there was 10.
No, not a Buffy.
I thought
Buffy seasons. I think there's only 7. Yeah, 7 seasons.
Only 7?
Only 7.
Well, I thought it was going to be a lot more than that.
And does WB season 6 and 7 go over to the UPN network? The WB had it first, and then UPN picked it up.
Okay.
So Paramount picked it up, which means, I guess that means Paramount has the rights to Buffy.
Huh.
They should, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, they were talking about reviving Buffy, and they wanted to have a African-American girl as the lead. But I don't know. I mean, that whole, that whole 90s genre of that, that era, I don't know if it'll work in 2000. You know what I mean? I mean, you just had certain shows that had their certain way because of the time that we were living in.
Yep.
And right now, after the pandemic and all this other stuff, you know what I mean? I don't know how that would kind of relate. I mean, again, they might be making it for teenagers, so, but fans of the original,
so they're not as gullible and believable, and they're so media, their whole world is media, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it would fly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's one of the things I was telling my son, because he couldn't watch certain shows that I was watching because it just looked so fake. You know what I mean?
Oh God!
And I was like, it's a real good show. It's got a real good story. And he'd rather be on his phone watching YouTube.
Yep.
And it's kind of sad because, there are some pretty good shows out there. There's a lot of shows that I miss, and I'm just now being able to catch up on them. And, I'm amazed at some of the quality of work, but I'm also amazed at how violent stuff got because it was on cable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I guess the violent factor went up and some of the story factor went down, but a lot of the story factor and the whole thing that really makes something good is being replaced with special effects or sex or the violence. But
yeah, they did that a lot with the cop shows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The story went and
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, I want to kind of switch gears here on you, Miss Liz.
Okay. We're done with Buffy anyway. We talked about the episode.
Dakar and I were talking about when we start doing cosmic portal shows again, and we were talking about fantasy.
Okay.
I don't think I asked you, but what's your favorite fantasy show or movie? Or, I mean, did you like the Game of Thrones? Was it The Hobbit or
Well, I like
Harry
the Hobbit.
Potter?
Harry Potter. I've done a lot of Harry Potter. I'm a Gryffindor through and through. I watched all of the Lord of the Rings. Watched all the movies. In high school, I read all the books. I did. Let me see. What other fantasy did I do? Pierce Anthony. I read some of his books, which they never did make in any TV series or anything. But I actually got to meet him once too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have any of you seen Percy Jackson?
Yes.
I love Percy Jackson. I've seen both of them. I haven't read any of the books, but I've seen both movies more than once.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of my favorite fantasy. Of course, you have Clash of the Titans.
Watched Clash of the Titans numerous times.
And I kind of like the original more than I do the remake.
Right.
Then
you had Wrath of the Titans.
Oh, I got them. Look, I got them all, and I got them all so I could watch them in 3D. And,
really?
Yeah. My TV I can actually make other stuff 3D, but it doesn't look that great. But when it's made for 3D, I mean, I can put my little 3D glasses on, and stuff is coming out at me, and it I can still remember a time where you bought your little 3D glasses from like 7-Eleven to watch the Creature from the Black Lagoon. They're going to put in 3D, and
I saw that at the movie theaters with the funky
the cardboard glasses, green. And it was always a hassle. That's one of the reasons why I don't do it at the theaters, because it overloads my eyes with my glasses and stuff. It just,
I can't do it either because it overloads.
Yeah. But I was watching all those, and so anytime a good movie can be in 3D, I'll grab it in 3D on on DVD or whatever, or Blu-ray. But I love it. And we were talking about fantasy, and we were talking about like The Hobbit and everything else, and try to go more into a fantasy realm and really get into discussing, The Hobbit, Krull.
I love Krull.
The fantasy aspects to these movies are great, and I was just wondering.
I like the storyline.
Okay.
The Krull storyline was really good.
Well, what did you like most about it?
Well, I love how we had like a beginning, in the middle, and we had a happy ending at the end, and the bad guy I love it where the good guys go in and they pretty much do what they got to do, and they team together, and then at the end the castle went and they all he went off with the girl. And there are a couple of scenes in that movie I can't watch because I have a thing I don't like spiders. So I cannot watch that little air. When he goes in there to the web
Yeah.
and the lady and everything, I can't do it. I've tried it on numerous occasions, and I can't get over the spider. It just. Anything with big spiders, I don't like. That's why I can't watch a lot of the old timey monster movies if they've got spiders or stuff in it. I can't watch it. The big. Everybody's afraid of something, and big spiders is one of mine. I cannot handle big spiders. I can handle little ones, but when they get to be big, people killing type spiders, I can't do it.
So like Shelob in Lord of the Rings. That's the spider in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I'm not too crazy about the spider either, but I have a tendency to just kind of go like this till it's over with, and then I keep watching the rest of the movie. I work my way around it. If there's a scene or something that I can't stomach, as it were, I just don't watch it. And if I have it on like tape or DVR, I just gotta go and go on from there. But I even liked the one which was a fantasy, which bombed at the box office, by you, but I happen to like it because I like the people that were in it. And that's that Tom Cruise one. The fantasy one where he was the prince and
Legend.
That's the name of the movie, Legend. And that guy with the
horns.
The horns.
That was Tim Curry.
Actor. Yep. I met the actor that played that.
And Ms. Liz, it may have bombed at the box office, but it is a cult classic.
Yes.
Because I saw it at the movie theater, but and everybody said, oh, it's horrible, it's terrible. And Tom Cruise is just pathetic, and that's the whole thing. I said, there is some really, really good character development in that movie.
Yeah.
I agree.
All the secondary characters are fabulous. Yes. And the guy that played the big red, I liked him. And then I liked him even more when I met him. And, like I said, I think I may have met two of the people that were in that movie. And, that's why I watch it, is because, hey, I know this person, so I can watch this,
Right.
And the makeup wasn't that bad.
No.
It's just, I think they needed a really better director, and maybe editing would have been a little bit better. But the makeup wasn't bad. Makeup was pretty good.
So, would the Secret of NIMH be
I love Secret of NIMH. I've watched Secret of NIMH many times.
I'd classify that in the fantasy world.
I love it. Every time I see a rat or a mouse, I always think about them.
Right. But I mean, it definitely falls under more of a fantasy realm for how I view it, because you've got magic, you've got a lot of that through it.
Yeah.
So that's definitely more on the fantasy realm for me.
And the mice were smart.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the rats were smart, but some of the rats were not smart. But yeah, whoever wrote that series should have wrote more.
Well,
because he only did like 2 or 3 books.
Well, they continued the Secret of the NIMH on, I want to say HBO.
Huh.
It's either HBO or Netflix. They continued on, and it was good. I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Nope, the only thing I've ever seen is the movies.
what was that other? Dragonheart was another one that I liked.
Yeah, well, that's got Sean
Aragon.
Connery in it.
Yes.
Aragon too. Yeah.
And they did do several of those movies. They did like
Dragonheart.
4 or 5.
There's 4 or 5 of them.
So
the later versions are not as good as the first versions, because I have watched, and their budget was a little bit lower, so they weren't as good as the first couple of ones. I think the last 2 were,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because their money was, they didn't have the money or the writing or the directing or whatever. It just kind of fell flat. But I'd say with the first 4 were pretty, first 3 or 4 were really good.
Well, it's kind of hard to go from Sean Connery being your dragon to anything else and thinking that it's going to do the same as the first. It just you don't take an acting legend like that and then go, oh yeah, we're going to make a sequel and we can't include him because we can't afford him.
What was that other movie where the dragons came back from they discovered a dragon in the cave, and and within like what I think like 4 or 5 years time, the dragons had totally pushed man back underground, and they had ruled they were ruling the planet, but there was all the female most of the dragons were female, and there was only one male.
Huh. I don't think I ever saw that. Now, I have seen all the How You Train Your Dragon. I've seen all of those. Those were really good. Yeah, How You Train Your Dragon is really good with Draco.
Yes.
And, White Lightning and all those other ones.
Toothless.
Yeah, Toothless. Oh, my nephew was really into Toothless for a while.
Let me see.
And now he's in college, and they got toothless stuffed animals everywhere. And when he was 9 years old and he wanted one, I couldn't find one anywhere.
I'm trying to think of the movie that you were talking about, Kelvis, because I know what movie it is.
I don't remember it either.
Reign of Fire.
Oh!
Yes.
Okay.
Reign of Fire. I had to go look that up.
I think I have that on DVD, but I think I saw it maybe once, and maybe it was because it had so much violence in it. That's probably why I didn't like it as much.
Yeah, because they called the guys that actually hunted the dragons out of the sky the halo jumpers, archangels, and
the other one that the kid wrote was really good. Draco.
Yeah,
that one was a good one. That was a good series. Disney's talking about trying to bring that back.
Well, I mean, I'm all for the good shows that they can try to do, but I would really like to see another good fantasy show like Hercules and Xena. You know what I mean? I love those shows. Matter of fact, I have the Best of Xena on DVD.
Well, you have Xena, the Warrior Princess?
Yes.
I've never seen all those. I've seen a couple. The ones I really liked Hercules.
Yeah.
With Kevin Sorbo.
Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I liked his secondary cast.
Yeah,
I liked him. I liked his secondary cast, and I met quite a few of them down at various conventions. And I got to meet Kevin several times. Once before he got married, and once after he got married, then after he had kids.
There you go.
And then and then I've met a few of his cohorts that played secondary carries that went off to do other things. We had a couple of them who even graduated with Star Trek.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, Hercules, I liked Hercules.
It was
I
a
thought
good
that
show.
series was really good.
I was thinking that's why I would love to see another show like that come back. But just please don't. I would really want Hollywood to try to make something original and stop trying to rehack stuff and because off of name recognition,
Yep.
kickstart a show. We've seen them
Well, I
do
know
so
Kevin
many.
couldn't do it anymore.
No.
So they'd have to recast the whole thing, pretty much.
Well, I mean, I would like to. I don't want them even touching that. I want them to go in a whole nother direction with it. You know what I mean? Again, they do this. They say, "Oh, we're going to give you." A great example for me is we're going to give you She-Ra, and this is the person that and I watched She-Ra as a little kid, and I'm da 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 da, and then it's nothing like the original. These people, they give us cartoons where our heroes want to go to prom, and I'm sitting there going, "What? What? How do you take a world of sorcery and magic, and then all of a sudden now people want to go to prom, and the art isn't even that good. Whoever's drawing it, I mean, more power to you, but give me that old Filmation. The art was always outstanding, and now we just got people just drawing squiggly lines, and
another movie that bombed at the box office that I occasionally still watch is Masters of the Universe.
I was thinking that, but you know what? I kind of like that.
I can watch it, but I have to fast forward through certain areas because it's just so pathetic. Because the best part of the whole movie is like the last 40 minutes, like 35, 40 minutes, which is the battle and, the police guy, and Wildor does the thing with the mad, the piano and all that kind of stuff. And that's the best part of the movie. And then, of course, when he comes through the vortex, Frank Langata and the lady that was the
Evelyn,
the Evie Lynn lady, and they all came marching through and whatnot. And I'm saying, okay, we're supposed to suspend, our sense of reality with that kind of thing, because that thing was enormous. It should not have been able to fit down the street by any stretch of the imagination. And then the guys were flying around in those little discs things. It would. There's a lot to be said that they could have done better in that movie. But like I said, there are a couple of people in that movie that I happen to like, and the whole reason, and I really think they could have picked somebody better for He-Man. Oh my God, he definitely was not. If you want a big, strong person, you should get somebody a little bit more,
buffed up.
Yeah, because
Dolph Lundgren as He-Man.
Arnold Schwarzenegger would have done a better job.
Well, I mean, you went there with that, so Conan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, that movie I think changed fantasy movies.
Which one?
I even like the
remake. One or the second one?
The first one.
The first one, definitely.
Barbarian.
I think it was Jason Momoa played Conan.
He did the next one, the reincarnation. I think he did a better job. I liked
it. I have to admit I like it, but there's something about, I guess, again, coming from that age where we first see it, you know what I mean? It had never been done before. and you got that music playing in the background, and
Yeah.
you got James Earl Jones. What is the riddle of steel, boy?
Yeah.
You
Oh
know what I
God,
mean?
I love James Earl Jones in that
Oh
movie.
my
And
God.
then he turned himself into the snake.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
my God, the editing on that was fabulous.
Yeah.
That was so incredible when he went from him to that snake. Was just
And that's before we really had CGI.
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't have CGI to go through and make all this wonderful effects that we do now.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was, God, movies were just so much better without CGI.
Well,
I love the genius behind it.
You had to put in effort, bro. That's what it
Yes.
was.
Exactly.
But
You had to put some
now
effort in.
there are certain movies we would not be able to have people in if it weren't for CGI.
I agree.
We would not have Peter Cushing in some of the Star Wars, because after he died, we wouldn't have had him in a couple of movies, and then we wouldn't have been able to finish with Princess Leia because she died before they finished the movie and they had to CGI her. But those are the two of the best reasons for the CGI as far as I'm concerned. Yeah,
it's just special effects back then were a labor of love.
Oh yeah,
and you could see the passion in the movie through any special effects and through how the actors reacted. It just that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
You could see the passion.
I could have lived that without the green soup, though. Really, it makes my stomach go every time I see it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, you just want to go. That's my response every time I see it.
Well,
but we've had so many good movies in the fantasy genre that's why me and Calvis were talking about it. We were talking about it last night. Just there's so much out there that really hasn't been talked about in a long time.
Well, I grew up with quite a bit of fantasy movies, so.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice I'd seen just about everything he mentioned, at least once.
Oh, yes.
Well, I mean, we'll definitely get you on the panel when we do it. We'll be
some
doing.
Some of them I haven't seen in a very long time, but
Well, we're going to be opening the portal on that very soon. I don't know. It might be next week. But it is time for us to get back to, just putting out some content and exploring something other than Star Wars, Star Trek. Because you guys know we're heavy into that here. I mean, look behind me. You know I want one now, right?
I'll get you one.
When I heard that thing roar, I was like, "Oh man, I gotta have one of those." But
I saw him at the same time I picked up the kitty cat the first time, but I couldn't do both. So I said, well, the next time I go down and they still had them, I was going to get one. So that was one of my main focuses, besides trying to find your lightsaber.
Oh, look at that little Chewy Baba head. Where did you get that, sir?
I'm not sure where I got this one. I think somebody sent him to me that knows I'm a Chewy.
Well, I got
because he's my Han. Chewy.
I picked up the big feet Chewy one down at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the big feet Jawa. I got the big feet Chewy. Any of the ones of the big feet that that I like the Porg, and the Yoda, and I think they just put they did one with Black Panther, which was very cute. the original, the movie Black Panther, that
Yeah.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the stuffed animals with the big feet. And so whenever I find one that I really like, I usually get it. And I think they got one out just recently, a couple other ones from other fantasies and stuff like that. And if I see it and I really like it, then I'm going to pick it up. But it's got to do something for me. It can't be just a stuffed animal.
Right.
And the main reason he got picked up because he was a porg, and he was cheap. He was only $1. And I thought he'd go really nice with my other porg. And he is a Star Wars product, so it's even got the card and the tag and the whole bit. So he's not a knockoff.
Nice.
He's a Mattel.
There you go.
He's a proper. Oh my God, he does something. I just thought he was a stuffed animal. I didn't know he made noise.
Oh my God. Oh.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Well, that's
the things we discover on our show.
I know, right?
That's a nice surprise. Because I have a couple of the other porg things that definitely make noise. And that was the whole reason they were bought, is because they, talk to you and everything.
Well, Ms. Liz, you're getting ready to go on a trip, right?
I am going on the 8th of August, and we're going to Arlington Cemetery to inter my dad. He's going to be permanently interred into the wall at Arlington with all the other, Navy, Army, Marines, remembrance people.
So what do you say we do this? We come back around the 16th excuse me.
Well, we're not doing anything. What about next Tuesday?
You want to do something next Tuesday?
Well, next Tuesday is our normal day.
All right.
It's the 2nd. The only thing I'm doing that Tuesday is I'm having lunch with Marcus, in the afternoon.
Okay. So
as far as I know, I haven't got any plans. Okay, but I don't know, what are we going to talk about?
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah. Well, I figure we could go through Babylon 5. It'll give us a chance to, I know you have tons of stuff to talk about with Babylon 5. I know most of the stars. You got to see them. We can talk about some episodes. You know what I mean? So we can do that. And then we're going to take a break. And then we will return on after the August 2nd. We'll return on August 16th. That gives you plenty of time to go do what you have to do and then come back to do your show.
Yeah, but don't you think this was a great?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, you got a good deal on those.
So I did. Am I thoroughly permitted to geek out?
Yes.
Yes.
You are. All right, Wolf, take us out.
And I'm glad I gave you a chance to geek out about him.
Oh,
and
man,
I will definitely put him on the list.
Wolf, take us out, sir.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are nothing more than a bunch of big kids. Because we're laughing at our stuffed animals that just make noise because it's fun. But thank you, everybody, for joining us again for our adventures with Miss Liz, because, the First Lady of Fandom, as always, brings us so much joy and so much laughter, and we absolutely respect and love her for it. So thank you, everybody, for coming in and being a part of this and expanding your fandom.
Couldn't said it better myself. Have a good one, folks.